What's good, everybody? Welcome back to more disturbing TikToks that kept me up all night. Live video. So you better lock in and buckle up, bucko. Roll that intro. You better lock in and buckle up, bucko! Cause you're in for another creepy and scary TikTok reaction video. If you haven't already, please slap that like button. And remember, keep your head on the straight. Swivel on these creepy, disturbing, shocking, weird, bizarre videos that might keep you up all night.
My son's been afraid.
Hyper mode, activate!
Chuck, pull back now.
Going into the outer lands. We have to figure this out.
You must stop jet ski, Chuck.
No, there's no turning back. We have to do this. North Pole dimensions are open.
10,
Third boosters are
9,
set to maximum
8,
capacity.
7,
Activate quantum mode.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Hey,
1.
Welcome to Dark Waters 9.
I think I ranced them.
Jet, are you there? Darkwaters 9 has reached critical levels. Jet ski transported. Multiple high-level demons coming your way. Oh no! And the sun!
Witness me! Perfect. Mission complete. Send the ship.
Copy that. Space Wing on the way. Estimated arrival time 5 seconds. Activating transmission ether beam.
Welcome back to another creepy and shocking reaction video. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Today on these disturbing... What was that?
Warning. Jet, we have to go quantum, or we will be sucked in by the black hole. Warning.
Activate evasive maneuvers and go quantum as soon as possible.
Hyper mode, go!
I can't hold it! It's too much! It's too much! I can't hold it!
Warning, Jet, we are to darken these waters. Turn back.
Chan, this is the best information we've got in weeks. The Leviathan fragments seem to be responding to this particular area. Command, this is Ace Leader Jet. Do you read? Over. Command, this is Ace Leader Jet. I am experiencing several different anomalies on my sector. Do you read?
Copy, Jet. High-level demon straight ahead.
Convert all power to main engine.
Activate evasive maneuvers.
Target lock.
Fox 1, fire! Command, find me the nearest warp gate. We are not prepared for this fight.
Warp gate coordinates sent to your GPS hyperdrive is rendering.
What's good, everybody? It's been a minute since we went live. How we doing? Sound check. Can you guys hear me all right? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me all right. April in the building. Stu, Dawn, Nightmare, Rumek, Chad. How are all you guys doing today? I hope you all are having a blessed and awesome day. We got some stuff to dive into today. You know, it's we got a lot of catching up to do. I feel like it's a lot for us to talk about. How have everyone been? It's snowing there. As you can see, it's snowing here too. You know what I'm saying? Ah, there's the chat. Let's go. I was worried this chat wasn't going to work, but wow, there it is. I love to see it. All right, y'all. Let's get straight into it. Activate submersible. Volume is great. Love to hear it. Chat is working. We are back in action. Debbie, you can hear me? Great.
We at a point right now where we can't tell if AI videos are real or fake. But the shit I'm about to show you right now looks too real to be fake. So you got people on this app that's ripping off their face, and under the skin of their face is an alien. But the way this shit looks, it's no way it can be fake. Matter of fact, look at this shit. I need you to tell me what this looks like to you. Does this look fake to you? These people...
It does look like something straight out of Hollywood, but like he said, with this AI generation, they can make you do anything if you know how to work it, I guess. That's the vibes I'm getting.
People like to put the truth in your face so they don't have to suffer the consequences of karma. And that shit right there looks too real. Now, this is not the only video I've seen like that. But out of every video that I've seen like this one looks exactly too real. Now I want to know what y'all think, because they already say that these things right here are walking amongst us. And with everything else going on, it's real convenient that they make this right now.
Like they blending in with all the AI. I get what he's saying. Like it's hard to see if it's actually real because there's so much AI going on. So they can blend in like Halloween, you know.
What if it's not AI? And what if they're trying to get us ready for something? You know, once you get comfortable seeing things, they become normal. And I think they're trying to normalize this.
That's an excellent point. It looks fake to you. What's going on? Stephanie, I hope you're all right. Saying you just got out the hospital. I hope you're all right. Stacy, welcome. Is officially a new member. Here's your life vest. Yeah. It does look crazy. We can back up.
Yo, check this out. This is why they utilize certain chemical components to bend light photons so we can't see the true reality.
Have been uploading videos in the footage where there was once only blue sky and white clouds. Clear images of cities suddenly appear. Skyscrapers, streets, lights, even moving silhouettes like reflections from another world.
Just like there's an inner Earth, there's an upper Earth as well.
Scientists attempt to explain it. Some suggest
Like a Gartha. Like, I mean, how far-fetched is it for it to really to be something up under us, like an entire civilization, considering we don't really know what's under us. Like, we really haven't really dug that far. Stu said he forgot his ears. 100%.
its light refraction.
No, it's not a light
mirage.
It's not no mirage.
The problem is these cities didn't appear over
when extraterrestrials will operate Vimanas, they typically stated that they look like flying cities. Keep that in mind.
Lasting for tens of minutes with details precise enough to almost make out building outlines.
So if I were to look up in the sky and I were to see this, You know, it almost would be like a dimension merging is the immediate first thing I'm thinking. Like a dimension is merging. But you got a whole Japanese temple in there, though.
Even more astonishing, some
Trust me, the truth
researchers
is stranger than
propose
fiction.
This might be a brief leak from a parallel dimension, a momentary overlap between our reality and another world, allowing us to glimpse another civilization through the sky.
Giving me Mortal Kombat vibes. Shorty, my boy, I love your content. Please don't stop. Hey, we diving in. Douglas, we got rocks in the ocean that emits oxygen. I was always wondering how to breathe that deep. Very interesting. My volume's a little low. Let me turn it up a little bit and talk into it. There you go.
What's crazy about them seeing these sightings of these cities in the sky is when I access transcendental states of consciousness, like via the Blue Lotus or Malgor, and I have an outer body experience, there's often times where I visit these clouded regions that look similar, and they're very technologically advanced. When you decalcify and activate the pineal gland, you literally have the ability of traveling beyond the constructs of this third dimensional realm. All right, I'm talking about fourth dimension, fifth dimension, places like inner earth, outside the ice wall, where there's a higher resonance of consciousness and frequency. All right.
He's talking about projecting going there. He's like, you know, forget the Antarctic Treaty. We just about to project and see what's going on over there. I'm not mad at him.
Right? The past, present, and future is all happening now. I have been in ancient Lemuria. I have been to Atlantis. And all of these things are things that we can ascertain via astral projection. Remember, higher consciousness equals higher dimensions. We have the ability of elevating. Those that are stuck in the third dimensional resonance will tell you that these things are impossible. All right? They're stuck in the first circuits of the brain. They didn't ascertain the neocortex of the brain. All right? And this is why Neo was the one in the Matrix. And
Dang, neocortex? Neo from Matrix? Hold on, we gotta punch that in. What is neocortex? Activate submersible. Neocortex. I'm trying to pull it up. There it is, the neocortex. Interesting. The neocortex is the newest 6-layer outer part of the cerebral cortex, unique to mammals, responsible for higher order functions like language, perceptions, conscious thought, memory, and planning. Interesting. And it makes you think, you know, when they get jacked in the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? Are they putting that rod right into the, you know? Look, I can show you better than I can tell you. Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something. Matrix jacking in. GIF. Like, you see that? I was going straight to, is that going straight to the neocortex or what? His name's Neo? Damn. You learn something new every day, huh? Let's get back to it.
Why he had the ability of stepping outside the constraints of the illusion. This is because he tapped into the higher circuits of the brain. I recommend herbs like Bacopa minori or Brahmi for pineal gland active universal consciousness in creation. Your aluminum, your lead, your what's called calcium deposits, all right, which are your aluminum, your lead, your cadmium, and mercury, all right. So you have to get that aluminum, lead, cadmium, and mercury off of your pineal gland so these piezoelectric crystals begin to function as they should.
I mean, it's hard to get any aluminum off, you know, because we getting that Bayal in the air. If you know, you know. That hairspray. Let's keep it moving. I don't know if it's the barium and aluminum in the air, or if it's smart dust, or if it's a combination of both. I couldn't tell you. Eddie Raw, what's good? Tiffany, I heard he liked it because I knew it was going to be a banger. That's what's up. How many people we got in here? I cannot see how many people are in here. How many people we got in this thing? It has been a minute, Eddie Raw. I didn't mess around and bought a sailboat. I'm going to be sailing the Lake Michigan Triangle next April. Man, that sounds exciting. Congratulations. He says even food has aluminum. So what are we going to do? Man, even deodorants now. I see when you're shopping for deodorants, it'll say something like aluminum free or something. You know, they trying, I guess. Travis, what up though? It has been a minute. We're going to be bringing it back. Congratulations, Douglas, on the sailboat. 338. Okay, let's go.
That the sigils are not just on the skin, Tony. They're under the skin. I have a handprint of an entity pushing its way through the skin. It's not the top part of the hand. It's the inside of the hand. And it's pushing its way through the body.
But you have a picture of
I have
this?
a picture of it. I'll show it to you after the show. Absolutely. Now, the second thing I want to make sure everybody understands is this, that these archetypes that the phenomenon masquerades as, they are not real in and of themselves. So the same alien that is placing sigils on skin today was the same demon placing sigils on skin yesterday.
Interesting. What is a sigil exactly? I don't know if I want to type this in, but we're going to do it anyway. Just so we're on the same page. Because sometimes, I'll be watching these and I just don't understand. So sometimes you got to break it down. Okay, it's basically a personalized magic symbol representing a specific intention, desire, or spiritual entity. Like witchcraft and chaos magic, basically. Okay, I got you. What's up? All the way from Kentucky. Let's go. Brittany caught it live. Let's go.
Aleister Crowley came out and said, today they will be called demons and angels. Tomorrow they'll be called something else. Now, here's the game changer. Recently, I discovered a quote from the heir of Thelema that Crowley mentored. His name's Kenneth Grant. Kenneth Grant, in his book, one of his books, he talks about today that they'll be called extraterrestrial and not angels and demons. Here we go.
Rob Humphrey says, do you want to see Ancient Gods in Leviathan? If you guys want to send me videos, go ahead and send them on my Facebook. That'll probably be the best way. If we got time at the end, we might be able to dive into some. Diving deep in from Seattle. We live on a giant Titan graveyard. That's an interesting theory. Well, not to go off course, but that's interesting you said that, because have you guys heard about the Africa theory? Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something.
For one moment, I
Now, I don't know, but it is incredibly interesting.
Did you know?
Shout out to One File. Wow. Like someone in the comments just said, we live on giant titans. And let me see if I can turn this up a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit better. But someone was just talking about we live on titans. Check out Africa, though. They're saying Africa could possibly be a giant skull.
That every myth is based. Did you know that every myth is based on some truth? And did you know that Africa could be the real Skull Island? All my days. So I stumbled across these old maps, and for some reason they've shown Africa as a giant skull. The landmass fits perfectly. There's not just one map, there's a few, and they all show Africa in the same way.
My question is, if this is a giant skull, do you know how deep his body's gotta be on some Final Fantasy Omega summon type stuff? Let's break it down real quick since we live. Check this out. Yeah, check this out. Because let's just say that was a skull, right? There's a specific one I wanted to show you. All right, this one would have to do. All right, this one would have to do. All right. Check this out. I'm gonna try to talk in the mic. Full screen. All right, guys. Take a look at this, right? Now, if this is true, this giant Titan skull, the whole continent of Africa can possibly be a skull. Okay. Do you know how big that would have to be? If we bring it over here, his legs is dangling in Sheol. I mean, that is an absolute massive creature to think about that. Like, you would literally be, his legs would be dangling. Like, this is his head. It's like his body is coming down like all the way to here. You know what I'm saying? Because like his head would be like up like this. I feel like he's not like laying down. I feel like his head is like trying to breathe like through water. You know? I'm just saying. Talk to me, because it's not like he's laying on his side, like he's sleeping like on his side. You know what I'm saying? Like in a bed. You know, he's straight up trying to breathe. That's just, you know, just a theory. But it makes you think. Anubis is in the middle of the Atlantic? How do we know that? But let's get back to it. Uh-oh. Folsom Tire with a $10 donation. Let's go. Thank you. That deserves a flip real quick. If I can find it. Do I still got it? My boy with the $10 donation, this one's for you. I can find it. Hey, listen! Amen. Yeah. All right, let's get back to it.
All show Africa in the same way. They always tell you the truth. You've just got to be able to understand their language. In this movie, they was hinting that giants exist. It's one thing to understand that giants exist, but what about titans? I've always wondered why they always seem to show Africa as the main landmass. They're rubbing it in our faces. The truth is always hidden in plain sight. Did you know?
Yeah. So when someone said we're living on a giant titan, that is definitely a theory.
He said they'll want worship, but they'll be extraterrestrial. And here's the most important part. He said, and by the way, we have their sigils. We have their sigils. Thelema has their sigils. So what that did was it kind of took all the research I and others have been doing and put it in line and said, even the occultists know they're not extraterrestrial. There's something deeper and darker out there that's trying to manipulate our species.
Is it demons? Demons in alien skin suits? What if it's demons in a flesh suit is what aliens are? It's like, this is the best way a demon could get inside a flesh suit is either by, what's it called, possessing someone, or if they made like some type of alien skin suit.
And so what I have is a collection of sigils underneath the skin. Okay. Can I go on a little bit further on this?
Please.
So the purpose of a sigil in the occult is to basically carve the pictorial signature. Here we go. Not of a demon, of a practitioner. Okay. The forefather and grandfather of sigilization is Austin Osman Spar.
Someone said, do I show rocks over here? Yeah. I can give you guys a sneak peek into tomorrow's specimen of the day.
He was an occultist. His philosophy was that when a practitioner can carve his symbols or their symbols into something or someone, they project their intentions into that signature of theirs. And in that ritual, they will determine the effects that it will have on that experiencer. that the
Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with no type of sigils or none of that. Like, looking at sigils, that makes me think of that anime Full Metal Alchemist, like how they had to use all those sigils for alchemy, you know, for that dark magic. I might have a specimen nearby now that you said something, bucko. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. All right, it's nothing fancy. I forgot the name of this. Grape agite. You know, I got some more upstairs. I can go get. Hold the phone. Much love, my friend from Minnesota. Dive Captain Dive. Chad with the 1999. Let's go. Hey, listen. Damn. Had to hit the flip for my boy Chad. Good man. All the way from Minnesota. You guys are probably snowed in too. And we got some agite, some more grape agite. Yeah. I need like a display case to put them all in, you know? So I am starting to develop a little collection. If I do say so myself. It's about 5 pieces, you know, but hey, we all got to start somewhere.
Y'all ever seen anything?
They're hacking our biofield, if y'all don't know. My man's about to break it down for us.
Y'all ever seen anything like this? They say this is just a wind tracker or weather pole, but what you're really looking at is field sync tech hidden in plain sight. Favorite and like in the comments, guys. Share this out. These, they broadcast loop frequency pulses. It scrambles your third eye and gut. That's why you feel off, lost, or trapped in repetitive thoughts nearby. And this right here, it's grounded. It pulls in natural magnetic flow from the earth. Grounding gets hijacked. These aren't just sensors, guys. They're field normalizers meant to override your natural emotion rhythm. Keeps the population numb and disconnected. Let this video loop to break the loop the people are in, guys. Let's wake the world up.
Something's going on over here. They projecting something, that's for sure. Tiffany with the donation. Thank you so much. Yeah, they're definitely projecting something over there.
That was required to, and that level of heat that was required to melt brick was worldwide. Look at this area. The bricks are melted like stalactites here. That's why I've said many times, there have been numerous resets in this world. It wasn't just one great flood. It wasn't just the mud flood. It's impossible to know just how many times humanity has been reset.
It is impossible, but let's count them. We know Noah's flood. That was one for sure. People theorize because of all the flooding, there's a mud flood afterwards. So the Noah's flood, we can say, was a hard reset, if you will, like extremely devastating. Mud flood might have been a softer reset. And before those two, there could have possibly been an angelic war over here. No, we got the angelic war first, which I don't know too much of, but there is evidence of some crazy stuff, like in Scotland or Ireland, I believe they have megalithic structures. And one of the elders at the said that, you know, those megalithic structures, that was actually shelters, you know, because they were getting bombarded. You know, I can show you better than I can tell you. Don't take my word for it. What did I say? Scotland? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Scotland. Yeah, here it is. Now, looking at this off rip, hold on, we're gonna let them say what it is, what they sign says, what they want you to think it is. They're not even gonna say it. But they're saying this is a cemetery, basically. I believe that's what they said in the beginning. But someone else said that this was actually, you know, shelter from when they were getting attacked. So that could have been another reset attempt. And don't get me started on those Tartarian coins. You know, these right here. You know, what is that in the air? A ship? You know, you got Tartarian looking structures. You know, I don't know. But I could at least count how many. Legal with the 5 gifted memberships? Dang. My apologies. Thank you. Tiffany, Stephanie, Code, you all have been gifted a membership. Thank you, Legal Knowledge. But yeah, I'm at least 4 resets right now. You know? And that's no telling. You know, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Yeah, those coins are wild. Someone said, I believe they did a reset on 2020. You know, they're saying when everyone got that ouchie wouchie, you know, 19, that was a little reset. So, because you got to think, man, so much stuff went down. That was probably like a little minor reset, you know. Nothing has been like a serious, hard reset like Noah's flood, you know what I'm saying? But it's like they doing little soft ones. Tanner by the Sea said in 2012, some of the resets we would never know about. Yeah, that's a good point. Because I did share the theories about the pyramids too, you know? Like all the pyramids could have been a reset generator. Like they're saying the reason that they actually made the pyramids was to let people know that, man, we could fire these boys on and start a reset at any time. You know, that's why we always see, you know, beams shooting out of pyramids. I don't know. It could have been wireless energy too generated from those pyramids. There's so many different theories surrounding it. Look at the Microsoft coin. Let's type it in. Microsoft coin. Leading win into the future. There might be a specific one you might have been talking about. He said, get you a vitamin water? All right. I got you. Say less. I've learned so much, understood so many questions. Feels like a soft reset maybe in 2020. My mate found a coin metal detecting. Wow. Does he still have it or did he sell it? Chad, welcome to the Swivel Gang. Uh-oh, let me get you your life vest. Welcome. You are going to need it. Everything's completely fault. Yeah, he sold it. Metal detectors are gonna be big soon. You know, that's a hobby I never really got into. You know, that I always wanted to get into. Cause you know, especially by the beach, you just walk on the beach, metal detecting. You know what I'm saying? You might find something that might wash upon shore, or you know, some buried treasure. The mark of the X. Let me show you something. All right, y'all, let's keep it going. We don't know how many resets actually has happened. And another thing to think about is how much all these buildings are buried. Like they'll uncover a building and half the building's underground. Like temples. Yeah, like this, for example. Like you see how that middle picture, like half the building is underground. Who knows how deep those buildings go? Like if they just keep digging and digging and digging, like that might be a 20-story building. Look at this. We sure don't make them like we used to. It's got the pond. You can see the pond reflection. Of course, they did the whiteout skies. You could almost see the ether conducting low key. More buildings they covering up. Look at these giant doors. What were they putting through those doors? You know what I'm saying? These buildings go deep. And look, we try to cover them up, act like nothing happened. Resets on top of resets on top of resets, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck, can you do a video on how we got our English Bible? That's an excellent question. I believe it all originated from translating from the Dead Sea Scrolls. And then it just got watered down throughout the years. I mean, if you ask me, it's still got all the meat and potatoes you need, you know. But the true source, I believe, is through the Dead Sea Scrolls. If you know how to decipher it. I believe it's extremely hard to decipher the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's not like they're just reading it. It's like ripped up. And it's like 3 languages in one. I don't know. But it's hard to decipher. I wonder if you could do it with AI, low key. You hit it with AI, give it the algorithm it needs to read it correctly. You know, because I believe Moses' name was Masha or something like that. Kansas City has a lot of old tech. I feel like a lot of cities got a lot of old tech. You just got to keep your eyes peeled, you know. Yeah, the hidden ones welcome. Yeah, love the meat and potatoes. Yeah, man, like KJV, you know, it's the meat and potatoes. You know, ISR, it's just the meat and potatoes. You know, we're on our journey. You'll get there. Arabic, Hebrew, and Sumerian. So all that put together, basically. Yeah, he had to do the flood for the Nephilim. If you had to ask me, you know, it was out of control. Enoch is in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I believe it. I believe it 100%. No, the Dead Sea Scrolls were just some portions of the already existing Old Testament. So basically, they probably put multiple manuscripts together to get like the full thing, basically. So like the Dead Sea Scrolls wasn't the entire thing. Let's type it in. Dead Sea Scrolls. Dead Sea Scrolls. Ancient Jewish manuscripts primarily from the Second Temple period, 3rd century BC, 1st century. Discovered in the caves near the Dead Sea, most famously near Qumran. They include the oldest known copies of the Hebrew books, offering invaluable insight into... But which books, though? Was it just the New Testament? Genesis? Multiple copies and fragments, including the Genesis. The Dead Sea Scrolls are a collection of hundreds of ancient manuscripts, including biblical books, apocryphal texts, and the unique Syrian writings. Forgive me if I'm saying that. The Genesis Apocryphon? What is that? A conversation? Hold on, this might be Dark Waters 9. Genesis Apocryphon. Why am I just now hearing about this? This isn't just another name for Genesis. This is a different viewpoint by the sounds of it. Interesting. All right, y'all, let's get back to it. Nothing to it but to do it. I don't got no music banging. Normally I have at least a piano going for us.
But we can definitely see the scars from some of these reset cataclysmic scenarios. Unlike history's last reset, known as the Mud Flood, these older red brick buildings show not just extreme forms of heat, where bricks will literally melt again like stalactites, but it is not nearly as uniformed, not nearly as uniformed as the Mud Flood. You will find buried buildings in nearly every city and every town. Unlike this reset scene, these scorched and charred buildings are not uniformed, are not found in every town.
But what did it? Was it a UFO? Ionic beaming? Was it giants carrying a giant clay of molten lava? I don't know. How did it melt? Was it catapults?
But they are still found worldwide. But was it caused naturally? Perhaps by a plasma storm or other such event? Or was it caused by some lost technology?
Or a dragon? Is a dragon gonna sit there and breathe fire and melt stone like that?
A destruction caused by our own hands in such a massive scale?
A dragon attack. That's where I'm at right now. A dragon attack.
It took the history and the people there to tell it along with it. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
That's where I'm at right now. A dragon came through. Here we got more melted structures.
Undeniable. What you're seeing here are columns, or were columns. They must have been destroyed post-event to hide the fact that the mountain is the building. Look at the doorways, windows, arches, domes, and most of all the burnt, charred walls. And you got some fungus that grew on top of it because it was flooded at one point, and then the waters receded. This is in Turkey.
Is that why? Is that why the fungus or moss is growing on it? Interesting.
And most of all, the burnt, charred walls. And you got some fungus that grew on top of it because it was flooded at one point, and then the waters receded. This is in Turkey. Turkey is a land full of ruins. I did a meme on this site a long time ago. The evidence is just undeniable.
Mr. Meltology, he ain't playing. Let him know. But this mountain, looking at it, I'm convinced that at one time, this really was, in Turkey, this really was a giant building. But it got melted off. Yeah. A fort. It could be a fort too.
Will find a lot of these. I read that in Ireland, you will find a lot of these random silo-like towers. These towers that look like they should be attached to an old castle, but they're just out there in the woods. And turns out they're made of basalt.
That's the work of Philip Callahan, and that's the paramagnetic Celtic towers. He said that monks used to go to the top of those towers, and they would be able to communicate amongst each other during a full moon. He even has about how these buildings used to be antennas. They replicate like insect antennas, and they look exactly like insect antennas. And he
That is interesting. The monk goes at the top and communicates on the full moon? Huh.
said the cathedrals always replicate an insect antenna. You see the same spires. If you zoom in on an insect's antenna, you would see the same thing as a spire. And the most interesting thing, too, is he always talked about the alignment of religious buildings are always faced to the east. And that's because of the energy and how the strongest energy is to the west. And he showed all of this with little dolmens and all these structures and all these things. So Philip Callahan has some great work on that.
I read that in Ireland, you will find a lot of these random silo-like towers. These towers that look like they should be attached to an old castle.
This moon part, though.
He said that monks used to go to the top of those towers, and they would be able to communicate amongst each other during a full moon.
Because I've seen some with some crazy head ornaments. Let me see if I can find one. Because when he's saying monks can communicate, watch how I put this together, y'all. When he said the monks was communicating, watch this. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Well, I hope I did it. Oh, yeah. Fire Marshal Bill, let me show you something. When the monks were communicating, right? I bet you they was wearing something like that during the full moon. I bet you they was wearing something like that during the full moon. Here, let me pull it up again. Ayesen. I bet you they were wearing something like that during the full moon, ladies and gentlemen. Of course they was communicating. Look at them antennas. What is that? Somebody talk to me. Somebody said I wouldn't wear that in the rain, that's for sure. Or you might want to get charged. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I'm just kidding. You know, you might want to get your piezoelectricity on. You know, that might be the time to wear it. You know, they might be able to look at the shoes they rocking. You know, these boys was comfy. He got them Jafar curly toe boys on a pillow. He put his feet on the pillow. He's got the sword. Talk to me, y'all. He said, I can't imagine you wearing that down the street. They might leave you alone if you got that sword on your hip. You know? Run up on me if you want. Hey, Jason. You know, then run up on me if you want to. Those guys are, hey man. I'm not mad at him. He said they're 3 feet tall. But yeah, they're definitely conducting, guys. They're definitely conducting.
Alien update.
All right. Y'all remember that alien that was floating in like I don't know, where was it? Brazil? The Dominican Republic? I don't know where the alien was, but it was this giant venom symbiote. Y'all remember that? Check this out, man. We didn't got it about to expose them. It was all a stunt, as many of you already knew. It was fake. He created it. Look at the hot glue gun. It was a team effort. He like, man, this about to go viral. They used a couple trash bags, twisted up some trash bags, melted a trash bag. Yeah. He said, I'm cutting it up. I'm cutting it up. It's Bollywood. But yeah, y'all. You know, just some how many people we got in here? Make sure y'all hit that like button. Keep hitting that like button. So many people. Hey, let's go. It's almost 700. We almost got 700 people in here. Let's go. Hit that like button, y'all. Let's dive a little bit more. We're going to be doing this more often, y'all. Don't trip. We're going to be doing this more often. More stuff to talk about. But we're gonna dive into a couple of these more creepy, mysterious TikToks. Yeah, we're going to be doing live more, guys. And I'm hitting you with the Dark Waters 9 banger tomorrow. Man, I've been killing it. I hate to toot my own horn, but we've been going crazy on them Dark Water 9 videos, man. I ain't gonna lie. I get done with one, I'm like, damn, how am I gonna top that? And then we just keep coming back with another one, man. It's nothing but love, man.
Whether it's horrifying footage, bone-chilling encounters, and downright mysterious creatures.
Did you see that? Run it back. That was the thing off Men in Black. Man, y'all good, man? Can we take a little interlude? Y'all need something to drink or something? Can we chill tonight? What y'all gotta do tomorrow? You got work? What time you got work? You gotta get the kids on the bus? What time they gotta get up? You gotta get up at 6? You gotta get all they stuff ready? Oh my God. What else y'all got going on? You got punch in at 6 a.m.? Oh Lord. Can we get it in tonight or what, man? I'm trying to get it in. We gotta dive deep on these waters, man. Let me get something to drink. Let's take a little interlude. You got tomorrow off? All right, bet. Let's turn up tonight, you know? Be right back. Let me hit my interlude. Ireland, one of y'all asked for a vitamin water. Here you go. But hey, mi casa su casa. Whatever's in the fridge, go ahead and grab it. You want a frozen pizza? I'll preheat the oven for you. I got frozen pizzas in the deep freezer. I got Doritos. You know, I know I should be eating better, but mi casa su casa. We chilling. I know you like, how you gonna sip the vitamin water you got for me? Hey, I can't let it go to waste. Nick Nameless in the building. There you go. How long you been here, Nick? Let's get back to it. What was we doing again? I be getting lost sometimes. I really be lost on these waters. We be on these waters for so long, man. It's not easy. We ain't been to shore in a minute.
Whether it's horrifying footage, bone-chilling encounters, and downright mysterious creatures, or even mysterious phenomena to bizarre sightings, no one was supposed to see this.
Jesus Christ! What is that? Bro was in peril.
According to the sources, this incident took place at the end of March, when a resident of California caught a saucer-shaped flying object right above the city neighborhood. It gets even mysterious when multiple figures are seen just below the UFO, seemingly hovering mid-air.
Man, that's CGI. That's not AI, that's CGI.
These shadowy figures could either have been extraterrestrial life, or residents from that neighborhood, as it remains unknown what exactly was being captured on film here. Freaky encounter. What happened to...
Beam me up, Scotty. Apply faith is more powerful than knowledge. Ask and you shall receive. Have faith as it is already come to fruition. If ye should have the faith of a mustard seed, go crazy, legal. I could feel that.
This police officer left everyone horrified and confused. As the officer pulled someone over for suspicious activity, a blinding flash of light struck the officer and right in front of your eyes. You will witness him vanish. There was smoke coming from below, and believe it or not, that pile was the officer's uniform. The driver quickly got out of there thinking he would be next if he stayed there for another second. Was the officer abducted by aliens, or did they vaporize his existence? Or is the driver involved in all of this? Decide for yourself.
There was a bright light. 100 more likes to 500. Y'all ain't gotta hit the like if y'all don't want to, but it'll be nice, y'all. We thank you. We have fun here, and we like to dive on these waters if you're new here, and we'd love for you to come and join us. Pizza, please. Uh-oh. I got a Jackson there. Let me go preheat the oven.
Trail alien. A strange entity was caught sitting in the middle of a trail path, which shocked the joggers to their core. This extraterrestrial creature had a large oval head and a very unusual skin color. It sat in the middle of the road, blocking everyone's path. Maybe the alien-like creature was abandoned by its kind, or lost its way, or maybe this was a trap. Being spooked and confused at the same time, the person recording kept his distance to avoid things escalating to an unimaginable extent. Real UFO footage.
We might have one.
Aliens might have not come out of that wormhole, but they certainly appeared in the following footage. The first clip shows an alien spacecraft hovering above a mountain, and it stayed at that spot for a while before eventually disappearing. The location is unknown, however. The next video comes from South Africa, and it shows a small, shiny UFO right above the ocean. It was captured by a beachgoer who first noticed it from afar. Now, there are a lot of fake videos on the internet, but some visuals like the one you're watching right now are just too convincing.
That's not convincing. This is like that one you'll see in like a 1970s or 1960s or something. This is your classic 1960 UFO footage.
One you're watching right now are just too convincing. Pale creature.
This is actually creepy because if it looks like it's got its mouth open, like, you know, and it's got like the, what's that, Scream. That Scream, you know, that white mask on Scary Movie. Everyone used to be like, "What's up?" Everybody used to hit that for like 2 years straight. But yeah, he does have that Scream face. You know, crazy looking creature. That's another reason, you know, y'all that live by the water, if you got any crazy stories, drop it in the comments below. If you got any crazy stories of living next to the water, drop it in the comments below. Hold the phone. HDDR Douglas with a $20 donation. Oh, we gotta hit a flip. We gotta hit a flip with the $20 donation. That is nuts. Hey, listen. Damn. Yeeson. Thank you, Douglas. Forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, if you got a crazy water story, like near the water, like you seen something when you were on a boat or UFO or something, go ahead and drop it right here. You know what I'm saying? Because this stuff doesn't get talked about enough. Because how easy is it for something just to slither back or fly right back into the water and disappear? You know what I'm saying? Something that's in the air, you're going to be seeing that for a hot minute unless it hits hyperspeed, you know what I'm saying? But something in the water, those things could disappear easily. I believe they're called USOs. But I personally believe what you need to get to the outer walls and get to Agartha, you got to have something that can fly and be submersible. And submersible. You feel me?
Back in June of 2015, a person heard strange noises coming from his backyard, so he went to investigate and encountered this pale creature on top of the roof. The man seemed frightened by its appearance, as the strange creature was entirely stripped of all colors and was completely hairless. It had a bizarre body as well, with the lower half having human-like legs, but the creature had a tiny elongated head.
I'm gonna have nightmares of this damn thing.
It froze after realizing it was spotted and then ran away from the scene. Mysterious sky. Ever heard of a phenomenon called cloud-to-ground lightning? It's the most well-known type of lightning.
Nick said he's seen all types of stuff when he's been shrimping. I just saw it. But yeah, he said he's seen all types of stuff shrimping. That's crazy. I was watching Forrest Gump the other day. He was getting it on that shrimping boat.
Where a powerful electric discharge occurs between a cloud and Earth's surface. This lightning bolt travels from the sky to the ground, or vice versa, creating a connection between the two, accompanied by a brilliant flash and a booming thunder. Sounds a bit technical, right? But that's exactly what you're witnessing in this video right now. Mysterious.
Talk about Project Bluebeam. You know, earlier when we were talking about the pyramids, Like, imagine a pyramid right here and the beam like this shooting directly up, because I forget which book we was reading. We was reading one of these books on a live stream and I cannot find it. You know, I've looked for it, but they talked about the pyramids being like a trophy to like people for like resets. And like when I read that, I thought of like a beam like these going off. Like you have like all the pyramids around the world emit like a beam like this, doing something to like the skies, maybe. I don't know. Like it's crazy to think about. But when I saw that beam, I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. Did you ever get? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Did you ever get the book about the man who traveled through the ice wall? Yes, I did, and I got that book. We can go over it again because there's some pieces that I want to piece together. Talking about the vortex in at the North Pole. There's definitely a lot more pieces to the puzzle, like a new paradigm. We can look at that together. So I feel like we really need to bust out that. Let's see if I still got it. Got it. Oh no, I don't. I do not got it. I thought I did. But I'm gonna go back and we're gonna have to read that book together and dive even deeper, because there's, like I said, it's a new paradigm to it. We did finish one book. I feel like we finished one. I feel like we did finish that one book. It only took 2 live streams too. Like, so like we could knock out one book in 2 live streams. Like it was like a 3-hour live stream, but we can do it. You know what I'm saying? I might just order them tonight, honestly. Order a couple of those Beyond the Wall books, because it makes you think, especially about the new, how like just the technology operates, like the orb, like they were describing orb, like UFOs observing everything, giants walking around, people talking different languages, you know, different lands, of course, you know. It just might need to be that one thing you hear that aligns that paradigm into a whole new dimension. You know what I'm saying? That will really open up some stuff. So that's what I look forward to when I'm like diving into those stories, just hearing that one thing. Like, for example, the pyramid resets. That was interesting. Reek Stacks with a donation. Let's go. They always put the truth in front of our face. Orbs are everywhere. Yeah, but these orbs was like a drone. It was like a surveillance metallic drone is how the book described it. Y'all gonna make me read it. Here it is. Was it just this one? Oh yeah, this is it. This is 3 books in one. Okay, I remember now. Yeah. You see, you got the navigator who crossed the ice walls. We just finished one book, so we didn't even read the other ones. You know? They got some decent pictures in here too. I always was that kid. Grab a book and I quick flip through it. Man, they got some pictures in this thing or what? Look. The land of Mars. Some people speculate that the Mars is in Canada. But this is a great read. To say the very least. Oh yeah, the custodians. It's coming back to me now. Them custodians. They was on one. You talking about the Anunnaki, the custodians. Talk to me, y'all. What are you doing? The custodians. Let me put y'all up. Yeah, I read this before. It was a while back. It was like a year ago. And it was basically about William Morris going to the outer lands. Let me describe it to you real quick. I'm going to set it up for the next live. So I'm going to be prepared. You know. All right. Here's a beautiful example. All right. So basically what we're going to read next time I go live is basically somewhere there's a little way out, Summers Gate. Oh, there it is. They literally called it Summers Gate. Okay, there we go. There's Summers Gate. So basically, William Morris is a story about how William Morris went beyond the gate and he met some people that were from the outer lands. Like right now, all of us in here, we're in Middle Earth. Does that sound familiar? It should. If you watch Lord of the Rings, we're in Middle Earth right now. And if we look to the outer ring, this is, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if orcs and elves was out there popping. You know? Satyrs, dragons. The stories were true. You gotta think, man, the stories had to come from somewhere. But anyway, the story's about William Morris, and he goes through Summer Gate, he meets some other people, and it's gonna be a very interesting story talking about the different lands, the different people, meeting giants, the custodians being evil. You got the Greys pop in there. They talk about the Greys like they just this clone, this soulless clone, you know, army that is commanded by the custodians. Like, it gets deep, y'all. The rise of the Sith. There you go. Damn. That's a good analogy. That's an excellent analogy, actually. Now that you said something. Wow, the Revenge of the Sith, the Clone Wars. What if the clones were the Greys? Damn. That's crazy. They gotta put it in our face, don't they? They gotta show us. Star Wars based on a true story. You don't want to dive into Star Wars. What is it? The midichlorians in each Jedi? Like, there's something about those midichlorians as well. I wish they would make a movie out of it too, but you know, with AI, we might be able to do something, man. Like, what you're asking really wouldn't be too difficult for somebody to AI generate a whole movie of what we're talking about. You know? I might just do it. Just so we can have that visual effect. You know? What's up from Washington? What's good? But yeah, that's gonna be our next dive. You guys talked me into it, man. We're going beyond the ice wall. The next dive. Let's dive back into these creatures. Let's see. Matrix, Avatar, Star Wars, Clash of the Titans. All based on a true story. Staters, they said they were hairy people, more like Bigfoots. It's all tied to the wood woes. What is that? The hairy men in the woods are tied to Neanderthals. Man, y'all throwing some gems in the comments. I'm going to go back just to read the comments. We won this one.
A phenomenon called cloud-to-ground lightning? It's the most well-known type of lightning, where a powerful electric discharge occurs between a cloud and Earth's surface. This lightning bolt travels from the sky to the ground, or vice versa, creating a connection between the two, accompanied by a brilliant flash and a booming thunder. Sounds a bit technical, right? But that's exactly what you're witnessing in this video right now.
And you know what else this reminds me of? Sprites. Have you ever heard of a Sprite? No, not the one at McDonald's. That burn your chest after you get done drinking it. You gotta say, because all the carbon in that Sprite be hitting. It be cold. It be. Check this out. Sprites. You know, these don't get talked about enough, honestly. I mean, just look at it. It's like we're not conducting enough electricity in the ionosphere, so it disperses back into the firmament. Let me say that one more time, okay? It's almost like we're not conducting enough electricity inside our ionosphere, so it is dispersing back into the firmament. Is it getting recycled? I don't know. Is it bouncing off? I couldn't tell you. But it's like an afterburner. If we watch the actual process of this, it looks like an afterburner projecting outwards into the firmament. You know, how crazy is that? Plasma ball? Have you ever seen a plasma ball? Same thing. This thing right here. Plasma ball. That's all it is. But imagine a plasma ball in like a toroidal, you know, going around the North Pole. Like instead of a sphere, imagine it like more toroidal is what I'm thinking, you know? Like a torus field plasma ball kind of deal, you know? Let me show you something. The Bible says stars roam. I like that. I like that a lot.
Floating city in in 2015, a video.
Hold it. Let's read it. Brad with the $5 donation. Let's go. He said that's why the garden, when they ate the fruit and realized that they were naked, is because they were spirit before knowing they had body, orbs, and souls. That is deep. That is deep. Like almost not like instead of clothes, it's like a, you know, like they see the soul. And it's deep, guys. All right, guys. I'm calling it here. I'm calling it. If you this was a fun one, man. We got to do these more often. I'm gonna try to do these every other day. You know, we get our Dark Waters 9 banger out the way, then we come here and just hang out, chill. You know, whatever we feel like doing, you know, that's what we gonna do. You know. But this one was a lot of fun. The code word for today is Sprites. Go ahead and drop Sprites in the comments below. When you do that, that lets me know you're a real one. You made it all the way through the video and you really rock with your boy. You know, I just want to say thank you for kicking it with me, man. It's been a while since we did this. And we're going to do it a lot more. You know. Hit that like button. How many people we got in here? Hit that like button before you head out, too. Don't be afraid to pull out your phone. You probably watching this on your TV. Got your feet kicked up. About to go to bed, man. If you don't pull that phone out, type in Jet Ski Chuck, find this live, and hit that like button for your mans. Yeah? We got a lot to do this year. We're just getting started. We got a lot to this 2026. We got a lot to do. A lot to talk about. I got a lot of stuff in my back pocket, low key, that I haven't really showed y'all. Back on my Mercury rectifier type stuff. Yes, sir. Yeah. You know, we going back that way, but I got some new videos. I got some crazy stuff that I'm like, yeah, I got to do this right. I just can't throw it to them. We got to make this an event. You feel me? So, yeah. Go ahead and hit that, man. I love you guys. I hope you guys get a great night's sleep. I've been sleeping on my damn neck the last couple of days. I don't know what's going on, man. But I hope y'all get some good sleep, man. But boy, I don't know what's going on. I need something. Y'all know the vibes. This was the most disturbing TikToks that kept me up. It's your boy Jet Ski Chuck signing out. See you tomorrow. Peace out.